Okay, I decided that we should do a shooter game instead of the Meteor game that we were looking at. We're going to use a lot of the same coding techniques, so I still want you to watch all the videos from the media shooter game on lynda.com. I think they're fantastic. They're just, I was thinking this game would be a little bit more fun. So as a shooter game, I'm going to do a shooting gallery where you're doing like a target shooting. That'll cut down a little bit on the violence because it'll be just targets that you're shooting like at a carnival or something like that. And to start off with, I created some assets, and I'm going to show you the assets right now. Drag them out from the library. First of all, everything is going to get loaded from the library. So this background you see, if I right click on it and go to linkage, you'll see that export for Actionscript is selected and export in first frame, and the identifier background _ MC is set. Okay, and I set the identifier to the same name as the movie clip name. So this will be in the background right up here. Okay, and then I'm going to detach this so you guys can see it a little bit better. Okay, and then next thing will be this bar that the shooter stands behind. The shooter will stand behind that bar. Okay, and of course there's going to be a rifle. These are all movie clips that I'm dragging out from the stage, and their instance names have been set. So there's the rifle that will go back and forth as we move our cursor. There's going to be, instead of using the mouse, we'll have a special cursor. There it is. It's another movie clip. Everything has its linkage set. And then there's going to be all these little targets in the background, like a birdhouse. There's the birdhouse. And one of the coolest things I have is this little water thing that I'm kind of excited about. Of course, the water thing needs to go behind the birdhouse. I'll put that up there. The birdhouse, if I want to move it on top, say modify, transform, no, arrange, bring to front. Okay, there you go. The water movie clip inside has it's locked, has two layers, has the mask layer, and then underneath has the another water movie clip that just goes back and forth. So it tweens from here to here and then tweens back. And the mask sits on top on a separate layer. Of course, it's been set to mask layer by double clicking here. It's set to mask. This layer, if you double click here, it's been set to masked. So these are special layers. They're not normal layers. This is a mask layer. This is a masked ED layer, masked. And if you lock both layers, you'll see the effect. And that's what the effect will look like. So I go back to scene 1, and this movie clip is sitting right there. And then I've got the other pieces that are going to be in this game, like this tree. If I wanted to, I could bring the tree out twice. You know, I could have it set up twice, and all of this will happen at runtime in code. I've also got some other pieces like a barrel that little targets can duck behind, and I've got a haystack, and I probably end up making some more things too for the targets to swing behind. I've also got a ramp. Little targets are going to go up the ramp and then through the hole. There's the ramp. Of course, the trees will need to be in front of the ramp, so I'll select the trees, modify, arrange, bring to front. So targets will go up the ramp and through the hole, and you got to shoot them before they get through. Ducks will go behind the waves, and you have to shoot the ducks without shooting the waves. And then things can run behind the barrel, behind the haystack, behind the trees. Maybe a bird will peep out of the tree or something. Definitely something's going to pop out of the birdhouse. And the gun will go back and forth. Here's our cursor. And those are all the pieces. Now I've got other things here in the in the library, which eventually I'll just delete if I'm not going to use them. We're going to have reloader for reloading our bullets, that kind of stuff. All right, now all of these things need to be movie clips, and their linkage needs to be set, meaning in the library, if you right click and go to linkage or properties, you should find the identifier, the linkage identifier, and have it set and turned on to export in the first frame. Then what you want to do is essentially delete everything from the stage. So I delete everything from the stage and I'm ready to go. All I need now is my action script to get started. And what I'm going to do is I'll start off with an init game function, init capital G for game, and that calls the function, and then I can write the function, believe it or not, after I call it. So then function init game, open and close parentheses. I'm not sure if you can see this. I'll make it a little bit bigger for you. Alright, there we go. Function init game colon void, and then I'm going to set up the different var. So var background depth, and then var the bar, right, was the next thing that needed to be in the background. So I've got there was the background, and then the bar, and then below that are the waves. So I could say I think it's called waves. Let's see here. Water. I'll call it water. Var water underscore depth. So this will be 1, 2, 3, right? Then the birdhouse needed to be on top of the water, so its depth will be 4, and so on and so forth. And depending on where it's located, I'm going to have 2 trees. So, and the ramp is also going to be, so instead of water, I'll do ramp. Ramp depth will be 3, and then the bar, the ramp, birdhouse, no, the water, there we go, water depth, and birdhouse depth. So now each variable will be a variable for the depth level of that item as we bring it out from the library. So this is set to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the birdhouse is going to sit above the water, above the ramp, above the bar, and above the background. The background is at the bottom, obviously. That's number 1, right? On top of all of these things will be the gun or the bullets, and the cursor will have to sit on top. So, I mean, I could say right now, var cursor depth colon will be a number, right? And it will equal, let's say, whatever it's going to be, but it's going to need to sit on top of everything. So I could say it's going to be 10,000. Okay, and so I'm setting up my depth levels for each thing, and then we're going to attach each thing from the library when it's time, and we'll do that in the next movie. Are the waves.